Welcome to all in my lecture. In this lecture, I am going to elaborate the different type of search tools. Before searching in database, it is important to know about the different types of search tools which will play a vital role in exact database searching. Getting started with the web is like starting a research. You need to write tools and a correct search to find what you want to know. We will talk about choosing tools in this part, but you will probably choose a search engine like Google. For a good search, just like using the library catalog or databases, you should choose keywords, terms that are necessary to your topic and as specific as possible. Your research question is a good place to find key terms. Leave out words like a, an, of, in and so on. They are of no use to you and will only confuse you. So, if your research question is what are effective treatments for adolescents suffering from depression, then your keywords are treatments, adolescents and depression. Words like what, are, for, of and even suffer are unnecessary because they are only complicate the search. Yes, suffer. No one like to be depressed. So, why include it in search? Effective is also unnecessary because you need to read and understand the sources you find to determine which treatment are effective. You can also include synonyms words that means the same things. In the example above, adolescent could also mean teenager or even high school student depending on how you define teenager for your search or your research. If you are looking for pro and con arguments for an essay on social issues, pro and con are too vague to serve as keywords, especially since they could also stand for professional and condemn. It is better to get an idea of how different sides of the issue talk. For example, physician assist suicide, euthanasia and right to die are used by different groups interested in this social issue, and if you use one term rather than another, you are more likely to find sources that focus on that side of the debate. Tools for finding websites. There are two main ways to find websites. Number one is a search engine and second one is the links for trusted websites. We will spend most of our time using search engines, but it is also useful to follow links from trusted websites. So, do not forget that. Search engines. Now, the question arises, what is search engines? The purpose of search engine is to extract the desired information from the vast database of resources available on the internet. Search engines are becoming an important tool in everyday life to find the desired information without knowing where exactly it is stored. Internet uses has increased tremendously in recent days due to the easy to use search engines like Google, Bing and Yahoo. There are different types of search engines to find the information you are looking for. Here I will explain the different types of search engines and their purposes. Why search engines are important? Search engines are part of daily life for two types of people. First one is the users who search and get information, and second one site owners who try to optimize their websites for getting top rank in the search results. Users do more than billions of searches only on Google to find relevant information. This opens out a huge scope for businesses and online content publishers to attract people to their website for free. Search engines follow guidelines and have their own algorithm to decide the ranking of websites in search results. Optimizing websites for Google and other search engines is an essential part of any website owner for reaching out the large audiences. The visitors can generate revenue for site owners either through advertisements displayed on the site or through purchasing products. Different types of search engines. Search engines are classified into the four categories based on how it works. First one is crawler based search engine, second one is the human powered directories, third is hybrid search engines and fourth one is other special search engines which are other than these three. Let us discuss all type of search engines in detail in this section. The first one is crawler based search engine. All crawler based search engines use a crawler or bot or a spider for crawling and indexing new content to the search database. There are 4 basic steps every crawler based search engine follow before displaying any site in the search result: crawling, indexing, calculating relevancy and retrieving the result. Crawling. What is crawling? Search engines crawl the whole web to fetch the web pages available. A piece of software called crawler or bot or spider performs the crawling of the entire web. The crawling frequency depends on the search engine and it may take few days between crawls. This is the reason sometimes you can see your old or deleted page content is showing in the search results. The search results will show the new updated content once the search engine crawl your site again. Second one is the indexing. Indexing is the next step after crawling, which is a process of identifying the words and expression that best describe the page. The identified words are referred as keyword and the page is assigned to the identified keywords. Sometimes when the crawler does not understand the meaning of your page, your site may rank lower on the search results. Here you need to optimize your pages for search engine crawlers to make sure the content is easily understandable. Once the crawlers pick up correct keywords, your page will be assigned to those keywords and rank high on search results. Calculating relevancy. Search engine compares the search string in the search request with the indexed pages from the database. Since it is likely that more than one page contains the search string, search engine starts calculating the relevancy of each of the pages in its index with the search string. There are various algorithms to calculate relevancy. Each of these algorithms has different relative weights for common factors like keywords, density, links or meta tags. That is why different search engines gives different search results page for the same search string. It is a known fact that all major search engines periodically change their algorithms. If you want to keep your site at the top, you also need to adapt your pages to the latest changes. This is one reason to devote permanent effort to SEO if you like to be at the top. Retrieving results. The last step in search engine activity is retrieving the results. Basically, it is simply displaying them in the browser in a order. Search engines sort the endless pages of search results in the order of most relevant to the least relevant sites. Example of crawler based search engines. Most of the popular search engines are crawler based search engine and use the previous explained technology to display search results. Example of crawler based search engines are Google, Bing, Yahoo, Baidu, Yandex. Besides these popular search engines, there are many other crawler based search engines available like DuckDuckGo, AOL and ASK. Second one is the human powered directories. Human powered directories, also referred as open directory system, depend on human based activities for listings. Further, we will discuss how the indexing in human powered directories work. Site owner submits a short description of the site to the directory along with category it is to be listed. Submitted site is then manually reviewed and added in the appropriate category or rejected or listing. Keywords entered in the search box will be matched with the description of the sites. This means the changes made to the content of web pages are not taken into consideration, as it is only the description that matters. A good site with good contents is more likely to be reviewed for free compared to a site with poor content. Yahoo directory and DMOZ were perfect example of human powered directories. Unfortunately, automated search engines like Google wiped out all those human powered directory style search engines out of the web. Hybrid search engines. Hybrid search engines are both crawler based and manual indexing or listing the sites in search results. Most of the crawler based search engines like Google basically use crawlers as a primary mechanism and human powered directories as secondary mechanism. For example, Google may take the description of a web page from human powered directories and show in the search results. As human powered directories are disappearing, hybrid type are becoming more and more crawler based search engines, but still there are manual filtering of search result happen to remove the copied and spammy sites. When a site is being identified for spammy activities, the website owner needs to take corrective action and resubmit the site to search engines. The experts do manual review of the submitted site before including it again in the search results. In this manner, though the crawlers control the processes, the control is manual to monitor and show the research results naturally. Other types of search engines. Besides the previous three major types of search engines can be classified into many other categories depending upon the usage. The examples are AI powered search engine, u.com, a copyright free search engine, Openverse, privacy focused search engines, DuckDuckGo, Startpage, Swisscows, Gilbiroo, knowledge based search engines, wiki.com, Twitter, SlideShare, Webback Machine, browser based search, Brave, Niva, specialized search engines, Wolfram Alpha, CRX, international search engines, Baidu, Yandex, Sogou, Naver. Google may be the most popular choice in search engines, but it may not always be the best choice. Depending on your needs and priorities, alternative search engines can offer a wide range of benefits, including a better search experience and higher level of privacy. Keep in mind, the impact of artificial intelligence on search is still largely known, and again keep in mind the impact of artificial intelligence on search is still largely unknown and may profoundly impact the accuracy and relevance of search results in the future. Search engines have different type of bots for exclusively displaying images, videos, news, products, local listings. For example, Google News page can be used to search only news from different newspapers. Some of the search engines like Dogpile collects meta information of the pages from other search engines and directories to display in the search results. This type of search engines are called meta search engines. Semantic search engine like Swoogle provide accurate search results on a specific area by understanding the contextual meaning of the search queries. During earlier days of internet, human powered search engines were popular and important source of information. The technological world is moving very fast towards automation and artificial intelligence. Big technology companies like Google and Microsoft, who own the popular search engines, are driving this change and getting benefit out of it. None of the human powered search engines could survive this fast shift. Though people uses special purpose search engine in very small scale. At this point of time, artificial or crawler based search engines acts as a primary source of information with minimal human interventions. General rules of searching. Most search engines work this way. Capitalization does not matter. Rhode Island and Rhode Island are the same search. What is the difference in Rhode Island and Rhode Island? In first Rhode Island, the first letter of this word is capital, and in the next Rhode Island, all are in small case. Most search engines search for all the words in your search in any order. If you type in Rhode Island real estate, the search engine will look for pages with the word road and the word island, and the word real and the word estate anywhere in the page. Obviously, Rhode Island will tend to be together, but the other could be anywhere and in any order. Frequently appearing word like a, of and the will be dropped by most search engines. So, if you search for system of a down, you will get pages with the words system and down anywhere and in any order. Quotation marks are your secret weapon. They will make most search engines search for you phrase as a single unit. So, United States of America or System of a Down will get searched as single unit rather than separate words, and the OFS and a will get counted. What comes first? So, you have done your search, you have some results, probably a lot of pages of results. How do you find what you need? How do you know that the best page for you is not 30 pages into the result? The first step is to think about how the search engine you are choosing ranks the results. You may have noticed this process in some of the libraries online search tools and the way they rank records of periodical articles. The default is usually newest articles appear first, but there are other ways to arrange the article records, including alphabetically by author, alphabetically title of periodicals, and most important for the discussion by relevance. Relevant sorting is done by formulas called algorithms run by the search engines. Sadly, the exact working of the formula are secrets of the companies that create the search engines or database, but they all look at least some of these. Proximity, how close the terms are. If you search System of a Down, pages with the band name System of Down will be higher in the ranking than pages with phrases like on Thursday. The library's computer system crashed. While IT staff worked diligently, most library functions were down for at least 3 hours. Frequency, a page that has the terms mentioned a lot will rank higher than pages that mention it only one or twice. Completeness, for search engine that do not require every terms to appear, pages with all of the terms will rank higher than pages with only some of them. Locations, most search engines can tell where the terms appear and increase the rank of a page with the terms in the title or section heading above pages where the terms just appear in the body. Links, some search engines, notably Google, examine the links to the page to increase the rank of page that have more links from similar pages. While you can't know exactly which of these criteria your search engine is using, the important thing is to realize that something like this is going on, and by understanding that you can guess what is going on. You might try similar searches in more than one search engine to find out if one ranks material you find useful higher. Once you have selected a couple of pages to look at, the next step is evaluating the page to see how useful it is. This is pretty much the same process you would use for evaluating a book or an article, but with some extra steps. This is a critical steps. It is easier to find material online than in print, but it is way easier for the material to be wrong, fraudulent or biased tool. Standard evaluation tool, print and online. Relevance, is it really on your topic? If you are studying the psychological effects of steroid, for example, an ESPN page on a baseball player accused of steroid use is probably considerably less useful than a page from a medical research center listing effects on the body and linking to scholarly studies that support the information. Currency, when was the page written? Does age affects the information? A page listing the population of New Orleans that was last updated in 2000 is not so much wrong as very out of date. Unlike print materials, with web pages you need to look at publication date and the last update. Authority, who wrote it? As for any source, you want to look for the author's credentials. including relevant degree and or affiliation with an appropriate organization or institutions. You also want to consider the possibility of author bias. Remember, a biased author is not bad necessarily, but that bias needs to be balanced by other sources. Not doing this is a type of academic dishonesty. Purpose: what is the source intended to do? Does it explain the topic? Does it try to persuade you to think or act a certain way? Does it intend to entertain you? Web specific evaluation tools. Merchandise: if a website is mostly trying to sell you t-shirts, you may want to look for another site. Hosting site: many sites are hosted on domain owned by organizations who have a side in a debate. For example, a page hosted on the Sierra Club website will almost certainly have a bias towards environmentalism. For example, it is very easy to edit the URL down to the domain, the part of the URL before the first single slash. So, the domain of http://web.uri.edu/library/ is http://web.uri.edu/. You can look for a link labeled here or about us or something similar and see if the hosting organization has a bias relating to the topic. Advanced search features and techniques. Here are some tools and techniques that can help you make a search more precise. Many of these techniques also work in the library's databases. Not all of these techniques work in every search engine, but you can either try them out or check the help link of the search engine for more information. Multiple keywords. Most search engines will assume a boolean and between each words. You can force this by using and in front of the word. Example: cats and dogs. Previously, a plus could be used in place of and. However, Google has removed support for this feature. Exclude keywords. Sometimes you definitely do not want a word in your results, like if you were looking for bass as in music, not as in fish. You can do this by using the word not or small a dash in your search. Example: bass not fish or bass dash fish. Google still supports the dash in place of not if desired. You can arrange it by using an or between the words. You almost always have to capitalize or to get the search engine to notice it. Example: teen or teenager or high school students. Phrase searching: if you have searched that you want all the words in that exact order, put the search in quotation mark. Example: double quote 4 years ago close double quote. Nesting: when you are doing complicated searches, it is a good idea to put the various parts in parentheses to make it easier for the computer to understand. This is especially true when you are mixing ands and ors. Example: cats or dogs and United States or America or USA. Searching for information from a specific site. If you need things from a specific site, you can limit the search to a type of site, for example, .edu or .gov, or to a specific domain, that is uri.edu. You do this by using the term site in the search. Example: recycling and site ri.us, warning This works in Google and some, but not all other search engines. Now, we can conclude this lecture as Google may be the most popular choice in the search engines, but it may not always be the best choice depending on your needs and priorities. Alternative search engines can offer a wide range of benefits, including a better search experience and higher levels of privacy. Keep in mind the impact of artificial intelligence on search is still largely unknown and may profoundly impact the accuracy and relevance of search results in the future. With help of these search engines, you may search the biological database with more accuracy. In the next lecture, we will discuss on National Center for Biotechnology Information NCBI. Thanks for listening me.